Hello, good evening. My name is Dr. Chidi Ufundu of Snowspirations Global Health Solutions. Thank you so much and welcome to this evening's live channel discussion. Most times when it comes to the total health, from experience, we notice that men are not given enough attention. And this is born out of cultural belief and some religious connotations that men are strong, men don't cry, and a couple of other things that actually prevent us from preaching the male aspect of health. Unfortunately, when it comes to infertility is not just a woman issue. Infertility can also affect the men. And one of the areas that infertility can affect in a man, it's the semen fluid analysis. So remember, for you to become pregnant, for you to be a father, you have to play your own role. So you have to put the penis. Let me see, I'm having some reflection. So you have to put the penis inside the vagina. You have to ejaculate. It has to pass through the cervix. It has to get to the womb. Then it begins to go to the tubes. This is the natural way you can become pregnant. Now, by default, for you to get your partner pregnant, you need quality sperm. What makes the sperm quality? It has to have adequate count. So the sperm count is the first parameter we use in checking if a man is actually ready to be a father. Now, you might be a tall, handsome, rich, well-built man, but your sperm might not be in a good place. Now, you might not have money. You might not be eating good food. You might not be doing all the things that the world might think you need to do before you become a real man. But you have very good sperm indices. So any man at any time can have problems in the parameter of the sperm. Besides the sperm count, we also check the motility. So when you deposit the sperm, remember that the sperm is not visible to the eyes. What you can see with your eyes is what? The semen. So when you deposit it in the vagina, it has to move. Now, if you have a sleeping sperm, or if you have predominantly the sperm inside the semen, not able to move, they are not going to move past the cervix. Some people can have hostal cervix. Some people might have cervical stenosis. That means the cervix is closed, so the sperm cannot go in. But for the sperm to actually participate in reproduction, it has to pass through the cervix, it has to get to the womb, then it has to find its way to the tubes. This brings me to the third factor, appearance. So before a sperm can actually perform the role of getting the family started, it has to be good looking. So a good looking sperm will have a head, a middle piece, and a tail. So these are the parameters that must be in place. Unfortunately, from my experience, most people do not pay attention to male part of the equation. So most times we focus on the woman. And our culture has made it that everything about starting a family is blamed on women. But males can also have problems. So this evening, we're going to talk about the factors, 5 things that can help you to beat the odds of having poor sperm. 5 ways you can stay on track and you can be able to perform your role. Sadly, we don't give enough attention to male fertility. But it's important we constantly shine the light of causes of infertility, which can also affect men. Unfortunately, up to 25% of couples have difficulties achieving pregnancy from 6 to 8 months of trying. So if you're meeting with your partner 48 hourly, our group, we love lovemaking. So our group encourages 48-hour lovemaking. So if you make love today, you can have a break tomorrow. Monday, you resume. You can have a break on Tuesday. Wednesday, you resume. The more you engage in lovemaking, the more you're increasing your probability of becoming pregnant naturally. So we tend to be more proactive following the women. But lately, we are also looking at the males because it's a 50-50 thing. So the problem can come from the man, the problem can come from the woman. Traditionally, the medical community focus more on women, and this is not good. It's about time we also start focusing on the males. So if you guys are having infertility, Instead of spending all your macho and your intimidative effects, telling the woman, go and find what the problem is. Go and make sure you submit yourself for also checks. So you need to go for SFA, seminal fluid analysis. Very important. This is because 40 to 50% of time, because of infertility in your family, is coming from you. So it's possible that the reason why you're not a father today is not your woman. If your woman had relationships, probably she might be a grandmother today. It's possible it's you. So let's look inwardly. Now, in the event you discover where the problem is coming from, you don't also have to blame anybody. You just have to remember that when you took your vow, it was for better, for worse. So stick together until you become. So men will need to be evaluated just like women. Now, I'm going to give you the first thing. The very first thing you have to do, if you are having problems in your seminal fluid, so if you were told you have low sperm count or poor motility or your appearance is not good, you must be cool. Fortunately, for you to produce sperm through the process of spermatogenesis, the temperature of the scrotum must be within lower range. So the general body temperature, which is called the basal body temperature, it's higher than the scrotum. So when God was designing men, God designed men in such a way that the scrotum must be hanging outside the body for the sole purpose of producing sperm. Sperm do not do well with heat. So anything that will lead to increase in generation of heat in your body, avoid that. So you need to stay cool. You need to be in a little bit cooler environment, cooler than the rest of the body. So the right temperature is very important so that the sperm can move. In medical practice, when you expose protein to heat, you will go through the process of denaturation. Sperm is grossly protein. So when you expose sperm to heat, it's not going to be mobile. It's not going to go to the place it will perform the role of meeting the eggs. So we need to be what? Cool. When you stay in a cooler place, you are going to enable yourself to produce quality sperm, which will move, which will be good looking, and get to the ampulla. The special place in the tube where fertilization occurs is called the ampulla. So we need to be very mindful of things that can increase the temperature in your groin. Some men form the habit of putting laptops in their laps. In as much as we have not established that the rays and the heat from the laptop can directly affect your ability to become pregnant. When you put laptop on your laps, you are increasing the temperature there. So inadvertently, it might be contributing to increasing the temperature around that area. Avoid putting laptop on your laps for now. Remember, medical practice is evolving. There are so many researches going on. We don't want a situation where tomorrow they will say that all the men that put laptops on their laps will actually have cancer. There are so many things we don't know in medical practice. We keep believing that we're going to find out. So for now, for all men, be mindful. Do not put laptops on your lap for any reason. Make sure you're mindful of this. Anything that will lead to increase in the temperature in your groin. So right now, you don't have any business wearing your pants. Wear a loose-fitting boxer. If you are worried, maybe you're going to talk in and you're going out, and if you have reactions to whoever you want to have anything to do with, then you can adjust. You only wear tight-fitting pants maybe when you're going out officially. But when you come back, allow that area of your groin to receive air. Wear loose-fitting things. It will help your sperm environment, especially if you're going old. Speed trails, heat kills. Speed trails. Your sperm must go on speed, but heat can kill your sperm. So you need to be very conversant with this. Number two, you need to even be cooler. So if you used to love the habit of going to hot spa or doing hot yoga, like currently, people do a lot of stuff. Avoid hot bath. Avoid hot spa for a long time. If you hang around, maybe in your shower, you want to, bath with warm water, I can understand that. But don't go to all those hot spa and hot bath and you spend a appreciable quantity of time in there. When you're doing that, you are increasing the temperature in your body. This also applies to men that drive for a long distance. If you form the habit of driving for a long distance, always stop over and stretch. Don't drive for a long distance without stretching. It's not good, because when you increase the activity when you're staying in one place, you are increasing the frequency of the generation of the heat in your body. In the same vein, sitting is the new smoking. Learn how to stand up and move around. Things that will move you around. Some people will wake up in the morning, they stay in the couch the whole day. It's not good. See, we are no longer looking at the physical appearance. We are looking at the content, because you are the key holder of your generation. So you don't want to stop your family lineage in your own generation. You want to continue your family lineage. You want to bring forth your girls, your boys, so they will continue perpetuating and propagating your good name. The secret of starting your family solely resides in the scrotum. So you need to be very careful. So avoid things that will lead you to hot spa, hot sauna, and hot yoga classes. You don't need it now. So anything that will increase that core temperature in your body, avoid it. Now, this number 3 tip, it's an area that so many men are not just getting it right. You see, of all the foods you need as a man, the most important one is your vegetables. Your vegetables contain the major ingredient that will help your sperm to be performing properly. There's a particular component we call zinc. Zinc is very, very important in the process of producing sperm. Thankfully, the process of producing sperm in the body of a man, it's actually a wasteful venture. So imagine having 39 million sperm, out of which only one will succeed in getting the woman pregnant. So anytime you're ejaculating, you have millions of sperm, but women can only release 1 egg in a month. So think about that for a moment. But when you eat quality food, when you eat your fruits and vegetables, you are increasing the level of these contents, which will help your body to perform better. So anything regarding fruits and vegetables, embrace them. Vegetables, fruits. You can't go wrong with this. One of the key components of the vegetables is what we call antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that can go around our body and start looking for toxic elements, toxic radicals, and neutralize them. But when you only eat your swallow, you eat your fufu, you eat your pepper soup, you drink on top of it, you don't exercise, you begin to go around, you can no longer see your penis. If you're looking from your belly, you are digging your grave. You can have billions, you can have all the money in the world. If you cannot perform your civic duty of starting your family, then you have failed. So when you see men that are actually in the right direction, consuming vegetables, fruits, drinking more water, being conversant with avoiding stress, being conscious of what they do, going for their yearly men check, exercising. Exercise is huge. Whatever I'm telling you today, I'm practicing it. So if you can increase the intake of your fruits and vegetables, if you can divide your plate into 4 and make sure that 3/4 is filled with fruits and vegetables, then 1/4 is whatever you want to eat. We don't encourage anybody to skip any meal. Eat all your meal, but please fortify your colored vegetables and fruits. Things like beet, barberry, kale, spinach, eat them. It helps. And be careful when you're consuming them. You are better off consuming, organic ones, not the ones that were fortified with antibiotics. The greener you go, the closer to the environment you have, the better for you. So if you have a garden, you can grow all your food. You can grow all your fruits. You can grow all your vegetables. If you happen to go to the villages, the fruits and vegetables you eat in the villages are much, much safer and better compared to the fruits and vegetables you eat in the township, because there are so many things they use in growing them. So have you ever wondered why our parents lived into their 120s, 150s, and you didn't? How many of us saw our grandparents looking overweight, being obese? I can't remember my 2 grandparents, both the female grandparent and the male grandparent, both maternal and paternal. I can't remember them having weight issues. They were slim shadings. They had 6 packs. Why? Because they were constantly doing the right thing. Number four tip, you must get moving. You must move your body. So get up from that couch. Today is weekend. Some of you have stayed in one place, watching soccer, watching the Olympics, gossiping, typing, talking in one place, in your couch. Get up and move. If you really want to defeat the problem you have in your sperm, you must move. Move, move. Exercise, exercise, exercise. When you hustle more, you gain more muscle. When you gain more muscle, you are improving the level of your male hormones, which is the testosterone. Testosterone is what makes you a man. When you don't exercise, you are gonna tilt the balance. So you will be having more female-dominated hormone, which is estrogen. This is why you will see some men growing breast. There are some men that when they were in their 20s, they had flat tummy, they had six packs. Then suddenly, they started doing stuff and they begin to acquire the unnecessary fats. Now, besides starting your family, it's not even good to add weight in any of your torso because that's where your major organs are. That's where your heart is. That's where your liver is. That's where your kidneys are. That's where the spleen are. Anytime you have any fat in your chest area, in your belly area, is the worst place to have fat. So be careful. The very important thing you have to do every single day is to exercise. Go for a walk. Quit the elevators. Park your car in a very far distance. Come back, spend just 30 minutes. What you need is just 30 minutes and you can multitask. Most times you guys see me going for a walk and teaching. Why? It's called multitasking. So get moving, get moving. The more you move, the more you're gonna increase your chance of doing better. Now the last tip, so many people consume a lot of stimulants. Coffee, men run on coffee. There are some men that can gulp coffee like no man business. Now, to an extent, if you take coffee moderately, it's been believed that it can help your motility to an extent. But please don't binge on coffee. Reduce your coffee intake. Now, my people, you don't have any business smoking. You don't need it. Look, we've experimented with all those stuff growing up. So avoid smoke as if your life depends on it. Because guess what? Your life depends on it. So smoking, both primary smoking and secondary smoking, can stop you from becoming a father. Unfortunately, when you're doing the wrong things, they are like brothers and sisters. So if you're eating the wrong food, the possibility you will drink alcohol on top is there. When you're drinking alcohol, the possibility you will smoke is there. When you're smoking, the possibility you will stay in one place is there. So you've committed all the four sins. You're eating carelessly. You're smoking, you're drinking, you're not moving your body. These are deadly combos. Deadly combos. And at the end of the day, you come back. Your partner will tell you, oh, Dr. Chidi told us to make love for 8 hours. Where will you see the energy to make love? You don't have energy. And you're still a young man. So let's get it right. We cannot afford to stop this. So please don't consume a lot of coffee. Be mindful of what goes into your body. Embrace your water. Water is your best friend. You can never go wrong with water. Try and work on your image inside. When you're feeling confident from inside, nothing can stop you. Some of us do not have infertility. What we have is poor lifestyle. If you can work on your lifestyle, nobody will even predict your age. Okay, so these are the few things I want to share with us this evening. And I'm going to quickly open the chat and give you an opportunity to ask your questions. So please go ahead and start asking your questions. I'm going to provide you feedbacks. So thank you so much for attending this evening. It's time to interact with you. So ask me any questions related to all the tips I gave. 5 important hacks that can improve your sperm health. 5 important hacks. So please go ahead and ask your questions, and I'm going to attend to your question. What we've been doing lately is to make sure that at least every day you will have an opportunity to interface with me in YouTube. So I have topics that are lined up, topics that will impact our family, topics that will give you the tips you need, and it's a community-based topic. Like today, so many men are struggling with their sperm. So many are not able to power their families because they are being men. They are proud. They haven't even gone for check. They've been blaming the woman. Meanwhile, the woman is not the problem. Some of you are trying outside. Some of you are keeping girlfriends. Some of you, your parents are even using you as a tool for destruction. Instead of your mom to tell you the truth, your mom is arranging a girl in the village, but you've let your wife because you guys are not making love. Some of you are sleeping in different rooms and you want to be a father. You cannot become a father without meeting with your partner, and it has to be regular. Now, make it a point of duty to at least see a urologist once every year. The same thing we advise women to do for yearly well woman check. Make it a point of duty as a man to call your doctor. You go in and see your doctor. You don't just wait till you have problems before you go to see the doctor. It doesn't work that way. Make it a point of duty to bring out one day to look after yourself. When was the last time you checked your blood pressure? When was the last time you checked your blood sugar? When was the last time they checked your prostate? Especially if you're in age 40. There are so many things that can go wrong in your body without giving you signs. Most times, by the time we have the signs, it's already late. Okay? So do you have any questions? I'm ready to take care of your questions. I think I saw Ebenezer somewhere. Ebenezer, please, if you have questions, please go ahead and ask. And one of my big colleagues, also a good friend in Florida, Dr. Osuji, thank you so much, Doc. If you have any question, we can interact. We can also use this platform to teach people better. So, Doc, thank you for coming. Ify, very solid lady all the way from UK, please, thank you for coming. Also, ask your questions. Please, this is an opportunity to ask your questions. The clinic is open, and I'm ready to take care of your questions. I understand it's a very sensitive topic. So when you're asking questions, you're not necessarily asking the questions for your own sake. I know people don't feel comfortable telling people about their issues. We don't also encourage that. You have to keep your health information confidential. So you can just ask a generic question, okay? Okay, so the first one is from Ebenezer. Awesome guy. So can oligospermia be as a result of genetic issues? Yes, it can. Some problems can be genetically inherited. Some of them are called autoimmune diseases. So there are a couple of things that will probably be passed down from your dad or your mom, and when you receive the dominant gene, it can manifest. Now, some men can also have what we call congenital problems. Like one of the things that can cause infertility in men is a situation we call undescended testes. So naturally, the testes originates from the abdomen. So the normal low region, that's where it started developing. The male testis starts from the abdomen. Now, as the baby is developing, before the baby is born, it will start descending into the scrotum. For some reason, in some male boys, it will be arrested on its way down. If that's a problem, the earlier we operate on that anterior abdominal wall and bring out the testicle that got arrested, the better. The reason is this. If we don't bring out that testis that got arrested up, it can transform to cancer. And the only thing that can make a man to start the family, it's your testicles. Without your testicles, you're a nobody. You're probably like someone that has castration. So when you hear about castration, what's castration? Removing the testicles through the process of orchidectomy. So we need to be conversant with things that can lead to this. So yes, to an extent, some male factor problems can be hereditary, but oligospermia on its own, it's not directly related to genetic issues, but there are a couple of genetic conditions that can affect your ability to perform as a man. Like if you have any syndrome, so any man that has any syndrome, so syndrome means in cause of the exchange between your mom and your dad, we had an error. So if you have an error in a space called 21, it's called trisomy 21. This is what Down syndrome is all about. Now, a baby that has Down syndrome, or there's another one we call Klinefelter syndrome, or Turner syndrome, or Edwards syndrome. Anywhere you see those syndromes, when you have those syndromes, it can affect your ability to perform properly because the whole body is structured together. So babies that have Down syndrome can have problems with their lungs, they can have problems with their heart, and they can have problems with reproduction. But guess what? Thank God for modern technology. Regardless of the problem you have, the earlier we diagnose it, the better. So you can get help. I love that particular question from Ebenezer. Now, what you need to do, you see, the practices, we believe that everything is all related to drugs. So we keep gulping drugs, We go to some dubious doctors, they keep prescribing antibiotics. The commonest one is staphylococcus. I'm going to talk about that very soon. You know, whenever you go to lab in Nigeria, they tell you have heavy growth of staff, moderate of growth of candidate. Guess what the good news is? Regardless of if you have all this, which is actually not possible anyway, everybody out there has staff in a commensal level. So Staphylococcus aureus has absolutely nothing to do with your fertility. Candida albicans has absolutely nothing to do with your fertility. There are only two important bacteria we need to be conversant with when we are talking about fertility: chlamydia and gonorrhea. Chlamydia and gonorrhea, left untreated, can affect the males, it can affect the females, it can lead to damage of your tubes, it can damage your organs. These are the key ones we need to be conversant with. But anybody trying to sell you the dummy about staph and candida is simply deceiving you. Most people form the habit of self-medication. You keep going back, you keep taking antibiotics. When you're taking antibiotics, and those antibiotics are not for specific purpose, and you're not taking it with monitoring, you are inducing a case of resistance. So when you have a need for those antibiotics in the future, it's not going to work. So please stop self-medication. Okay, so thank you guys. And if you have any other question, please feel free to ask. I know some people are waiting for this opportunity to get feedbacks. You can ask on behalf of your brother. You can ask on behalf of your friend. You can ask on behalf of your colleagues. You can ask on behalf of your church people. Whoever needs help, connect them. Now, if today is the first day of attending my open clinic in YouTube, thank you so much for giving me your attention. Please make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click on that notification button. When you click on the notification button, guess what? It's going to tell you when I come live. So when I come live, if you're free, you can watch me live, or if you're not free, you can watch me later. So that way you won't miss any topic. And there are millions and thousands of important concepts we've shared. So there are so many other videos in our library. So make our time and go to our videos and keep a day with us every single day. We'll bring out at least 30 minutes of interaction. There are so many things we don't know, but the few ones we know, we can share, we can improve our community. And at the end of the day, my prayer for 2022, that all fathers, that all mothers who were ordained to be fathers will become. We are not going to carry our infertility over from 2021 to 2022. No, not in our group. We are going to have our twins, we're going to have our triplets, we're going to have our quadruplets. It's going to happen. So I don't know about you, but I'm so upbeat. I'm already getting ready. Nothing can stop us. So thank you so much for coming. Now, do we have any other question that needs our attention? If you have any other question, please feel free and ask. This is me live. If you've been wanting to reach out to me, if you've been sending me messages, probably you're not able to subscribe. This is an opportunity. I can give you feedbacks. Now, if you need help, there are people that need help. Like if you have seminal fluid analysis problem, or you have a condition we call varicocele, which is distension of a particular vein inside your reproductive system, you need the help of a urologist. Now, if you and your partner have been trying to become pregnant and you're not successful, you are 34 years and below, you've been trying for 12 consecutive months, you didn't succeed. At the expiration of the 12th month, at the beginning of the 13th month, you need to seek help from a fertility specialist. Now, if you are 35 and above, 6 months, while you're seeking help from anybody, don't stop your praying. Don't stop your playing. We play every 48 hours. Now, for men to play, they need energy. You need your stamina. Some men can collapse during sex. This is no joke. Sex needs energy. So you need to be fit. Have you ever wondered why your husband, your boyfriend, who previously, when you guys met 10 years ago, he can even make love to you the whole day, but suddenly you're touching him, you guys are not quarreling, you're touching him, he's giving you all the excuses in the world. Why is he giving you excuses? He doesn't have energy. He cannot perform. And the moment you begin to fail in your civic responsibility as a father, you are started failing. You cannot have your woman and he's sitting there like article of no commercial value. No, you have to perform your role. Okay? So don't be shy to ask questions and get help. If you need help specifically, admin is going to set you up. So there are a couple of packages you can avail yourself of. You can come in for 1 week. You can come in for 3 months. You can come in for 1 month. You can come in for 6 months. If you are already pregnant, we are interested in you having the baby. Becoming pregnant is just one part of the equation. We want you to carry your baby through first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and you have your baby. That's what we want. And you're going to be a better person. So if God gave you the resources, unfortunately, managing infertility is expensive. Deploy your resources. Use the best. It's expensive. IVF is expensive. IUI is expensive. Surrogacy is expensive. Adoption is expensive. But if the only thing you have achieved in 2021 is to start your family, there is no billionaire richer than you. There is no zillionaire, whatever, wealthier than you. You are the wealthiest. You are the best because nobody can take your kids away from you. There are no price tag to your babies. So stop spending your money in cars, in big houses, in impressing people that will talk at your back. Start your family while you can. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Keep a day with me tomorrow. We're going to find another important topic and we're going to discuss about it. Before we go, make sure you click that button. Make sure you also like and also share this info with your friends. Until I see you tomorrow, God bless you and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye for now.